Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is another infographic show reaction, and this one is the most painful things a human can experience. And I mean, yeah, some juicy content today. I mean, I don't really know what to sort of expect. Is this going to be things that you can experience that kill you, or just the worst things that you can experience, like certain like animal stings or insect stings and just stuff like that? I don't really know. I mean, we're gonna see, but I mean, what's the most painful thing I've experienced? Probably. What would it be? I don't actually know. An electric shock? Oh no, a blood test. Oh, a blood test. Got one tomorrow, and oh mate, I'm cringing at the thought, right? It makes me just. Oh. Yeah, definitely a blood test, bro, for sure, for sure. That's for me. I mean, what's the most painful thing you've experienced? If you're watching this video and you've experienced painful things, let me know what it is. I don't know if that's a stupid question or what. But yeah, let's get into the video. Hopefully you're going to enjoy. Shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those interested. Same for my Patreon, links are there for those interested. But let's just get into this one, man.
How much pain you could endure? It's not such a... Have you ever wondered how much pain you could endure? It's not such a merry subject to muse upon, but you can be sure...
Well, people's pain barriers are a lot different. So, I mean, I feel like mine's quite low, but at the same time, it's still a lot higher than probably a lot of people. And who typically has a higher pain barrier? It's females, right? To men. I feel like females can actually deal with worse pain than men can.
Whatever kinds of physical distress you have imagined, someone somewhere on the planet at one point in time had to suffer it. When imagining such...
Bro, that's crazy, man. I mean, mine's not that bad. Mine's just a blood test. But, like, the fact that there's anything in the world that you can think of someone's experienced it is one wild-ass thought, man.
Gruesome scenarios, we often invoke methods of torture, the grim fiction of Hollywood films depicting ad hoc tooth extraction or the fingernails being ripped from their rightful place. We might also cast our minds back to ancient and medieval history when humans were burnt at the stake, had their limbs ripped off, or their hearts ripped out. Today we will focus not so much on those macabre aspects of human nature, but on pains any one of us could suffer today. Join us on this excruciating tour of how much we can hurt in this episode of the Infographic Show, the most painful things a human can experience. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad. First of all, we should talk a little about pain itself. We all deal with it differently.
This reminds me of Final Destination. Don't ask me why I've watched it, I don't know why.
Well, some studies show men seem to tolerate it better.
Oh, wait, what? So
To talk a little about pain itself.
I've heard in videos that it says females deal with pain better, but then some it says men can deal with it better. I guess maybe it's different types of pain, but...
We all deal with it differently, while some studies show men seem to tolerate it better. For a long time it was thought to be the opposite, as women's bodies and minds are equipped to deal with childbirth. The outcome of the studies was also said to be the result of men tolerating more pain because of prescribed social notions of masculinity, and not necessarily having a natural endowment to tolerate more pain. How do we even find subjects to test pain limits so we can quantify pain? Subjects at Cornell University did just that in the 1940s in what was called Studies on Pain, a new method for measuring pain threshold. Childbirth was measured against burning, with a pregnant woman being burned as she was giving birth. Tech Media Gizmodo writes, as the heat blistered her hand, the subject helped establish a value of pain intensity encumbered during childbirth. The problem was, in other studies on pain, people just couldn't take the level of pain further, and so it couldn't be measured. There have been various scales to measure pain, but none are conclusive. For instance, some people might pass out quicker than others due to excessive pain. This happens when the stress on the body affects the blood flow to the brain. You pass out, and your body gives you a well-deserved break. While you are out, your brain starts releasing serotonin and endorphins, so you'll wake up in a better state. Going into shock is quite common, so if you've ever been unfortunate enough to...
Never passed out in my life. I've never fainted in my life. So I don't know. I can't really say I've experienced that. So again, the pain, the levels of pain that I felt are not anywhere near to the level where you're gonna pass out.
See anyone lose a limb or limbs, you might not see them screaming. The brain has its own painkiller system when you are in dire need of it. While we cannot measure the most painful experience, we do tend to agree on what are the worst kinds of pain. Perhaps being burned is one thing we all fear, especially the specter of being engulfed in flames. There are different types or grades of burns, and perhaps some good news is that the worse the burn, the lesser pain you might have due to damage to your nerve endings. So,
positive sign. I mean, you've got to go through the other stages before it gets to that stage. So I mean, it's still not very positive news. Plus, your skin's damaged for life. But I guess I can see what you're saying in terms of like the pain you'll be going through. But still, man, The thought of being burned alive is absolutely sickening.
So 4th degree burns that have basically barbecued you and sent you into shock may not be as painful as 3rd or even 2nd degree burns. Most pain victims will tell you the worst part is the treatment. One of the worst realizations is that the pain only gets worse when the fire is out, said one man on a Reddit thread discussing burns. Another agreed, the really excruciating part is the treatment. Some insect stings.
I was going to search what do 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th degree burns, the differences, like how do they look, but is that a good idea? It probably isn't. I'm just going to search 1st degree burns. First. So I've definitely had something similar to this, I reckon. Actually, not even this bad. I've had blisters, to be fair. I feel like this is all I want to see, man. I don't think. I'll probably check it after the video because I don't want people to see it who don't want to see it. 'Cause, I mean, you probably see it anyway, but I just want to sort of compare the levels of how they are.
Stings, in fact, are supposed to hurt as much as burns. Of all the stings out there, the bullet ant delivers the worst of the worst. Dr. Justin O. Schmidt, who created the Insect Sting Pain Index, put the bullet ant at the top, stating that being stung feels like fire walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch rusty nail in your heel. A Brazilian tribal initiation asks tribe members to put their hand into a bullet ant glove. See for yourself online how one gutsy Westerner deals with it, which is not very well. What looks even worse is a cluster headache. Women who have experienced childbirth have said they are the worst pain imaginable. They happen on one side of the head and can last up to 3 hours. Many television shows have illustrated the absolute agony people can go through, filming sufferers screaming and rolling around on the floor. According to the Migraine Trust, they only affect about 1 or 2 out of every 1,000 people, but the bad news is that they are thought to be incurable. Victims won't die or even suffer anything other than the pain itself. Writing on one treatment.
So where does the pain actually come from? Is it from your brain? Or is it like what? I don't understand it. Like, the fact that it won't kill you or what is crazy to me because it's surely got to come from like somewhere in your brain giving you this insanely painful pain. But like, yeah, man, I don't know. That is kind of strange to me, but I don't actually know where they always. I should probably know this. I don't know where headaches actually come from. I'm just assuming it's from the brain.
Forum, a sufferer of these headaches said heroin, morphine, or OxyContin didn't help him at all. Some progress has been made using alternative and mostly illegal treatments such as psilocybin mushrooms and LSD. According to the Daily Beast, LSD's discoverer Albert Hoffman was actually looking for a way to treat headaches and migraines. Britain's National Health Service has done us all a favor and put together a list of what it says are the world's worst conditions in terms of pain. You might be surprised to hear that above cluster headaches or cancer, a heart attack, gout, the NHS puts shingles. Shingles occurs when the virus that caused the itchy nightmare of chickenpox reactivates. Like,
bro, see, I'm scared now because I don't think I ever had chickenpox. My mum said I had it, but not much at all compared to how it usually happens because everyone has it like once in their life. If I get this as an adult, I'm done, man. I am finished. She says she thinks I might. Pray I don't, man. No way.
a Hollywood horror movie sequel, when it comes back again, it's worse than before. A more common painful condition is kidney stones. A Reddit thread asked people to state what the most painful thing they had ever experienced was, and quite a few people said kidney stones. The stones form when calcium and other substances in your urine build up. They can be as big as a ping pong ball, and if they break up, it can cause intense pain as you try to pass them through the urinary tract. If it's too big, it can be blasted into smaller pieces using shockwave therapy. It's probably better you don't get to that stage, so drink lots of water every day. You might be too fit or young for kidney stones, but that won't prevent bone breaks. We've all seen sportsmen with flapping limbs looking more stunned than in pain. But what is the most painful bone to break? A broken fibula might only hurt for a few days, but a broken rib could cause weeks of nagging pain and sleepless nights. According to American football players and forums detailing the pain of broken bones, the second worst break you can have is a ruptured Achilles. Former Oakland football star Ronald Curry described the pain as instantly excruciating, with the months to follow significantly worse. The winner on the worst break list, though,
the femur is the top bone, isn't it? That connects, like, that's on like your flipping quad, your quadricep. Oh no, that bone there, the big ass bone, like it's the biggest bone in your body, I think. Bro, the thought of breaking that like this way.
was the femur, the biggest bone in the body. Stubbing your toe on a rusty nail could also be disastrous. There's a good reason we keep our tetanus vaccinations up to date. The CDC reports that hardly anyone dies of tetanus due to the shots we have, but sporadic cases do happen from time to time. It starts with lockjaw, and then soon your whole body is suffering from spasms and locking up. According to the WHO, hundreds of cases happen each year around the world. If not treated early, tetanus will kill between 10 and 20% of its victims. And what doesn't kill you might not necessarily make you stronger. Many people on pain forums state that tooth abscesses are the worst, although one condition apparently tops it. This is called trigeminal neuralgia, a disease that affects around 1 in every 15 to 20,000 people and has been dubbed the suicide disease, as that's what it will make you want to do. People have said it's like lightning striking you in the face, describing the shock attacks when the skull's largest nerve is distressed. A 63-year-old woman from Wales said in an interview it's the worst pain known to man, stating that neither treatment nor pain drugs have done anything to help her with this lifelong disease. My head goes back and I can hear screaming, she said, adding, it's only later that I realized that it was me that was screaming out in pain. The Trigeminal Neuralgia Association in the UK called it the most painful condition in the world. In 2013, the Daily Mail reported that 27% of sufferers kill themselves. While a few of the pains above are said to be worse than childbirth, it comes very high on the pain scale. Thankfully, not as high as the suicide disease, as a lot of children would be motherless. In one interview, a 49-year-old woman said the final push is not the worst part. The labor bit, she said, is like something squeezing the crap out of your guts on a timer for what seems like eternity until you're delirious with exhaustion. Others have described it as similar to pooping a watermelon or bowling ball. The worst thing is, it's...
How could they say that? Oh, from past experiences, they've shut out a watermelon. Where the fuck does that come from? What? How can someone say that when no one's ever done that?
Squeezing the crap out of your guts on a timer for...
I guess just like to compare what it would be like for a man, but still, like, god damn.
What seems like eternity until you're delirious with exhaustion. Others have described it as similar to pooping a watermelon or bowling ball. The worst thing is, it's...
I mean, the idea of that is disgusting, so maybe that's what it's trying to sort of tell me, and I can't imagine. But I mean, yeah, I'm just so happy I'm not a... I'm a male, man. I'm so happy I'm a male, because to go through this kind of stuff and period pains, nah. I can't even explain how my girlfriend deals with it, so I mean, yeah, to deal with that every month, I'm just happy. I've got it quite easy. I've got it quite damn easy.
Probably the most common and natural of intense pains. So, what's the worst pain you've ever experienced? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to
when he mentioned it, he said toothaches, and that is actually up there. But I mean, blood tests for me, man. I mean, I've got it tomorrow, and I'm just cringing again, like I said. I just think it's rank, the fact that they're sucking the blood out of you, and it's right in your But I cringe at it, man. I really do. But maybe it is the toothache, thinking about it, because that will last for so long. And it's like, you literally just want to rip your tooth out. Like, yeah, maybe it actually is a toothache. The one, especially the ones that I had, because I had it bad. I dropped a slice of pizza on the floor. I'm still recovering to this day. Pain was invented in 1774. People in 1773. This but a scratch. When you bite your tongue, yep. Not even just chewing gum, when you're chewing food. I've done it many times and I'll start bleeding on my tongue or my lips. Because I eat quick as well, so it's a bad habit. I always bite some parts of my mouth. When your ankle bends sideways while walking, what, like sprained ankle? I guess that's what it means. Or just, I guess just maybe when it bends sideways. When your phone is falling on your face when you're on bed. When you're on your bed. What? Oh, when you're holding it up. I'll never complain about falling and cutting my knee again. The most pain is getting homework on the weekend. The real pain is when you've not done your homework and you've got that one person in class mentioning it. The teacher's not thinking about it. That one teacher's pet in the class saying, "Miss, I've got the work." And then she remembers, and then everyone's got to bring their homework, but no one else has got it. And it's just like, why have you got to mention it? Come on now. That's the worst pain. The worst pain known to man is waking up for school. I'm not going to lie, I do not miss those days. I do kind of miss going to school and seeing my friends. But then when I remember it, like, you just remember the good things. God, waking up for school was awful, man. It actually was terrible. I hated it. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this reaction. Again, more infographics on the way. I think there's a few parts of this series, so if you want more, maybe I will react to the other parts of them. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.